माधव कुंज विहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरदारी जय गोपी जन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदा यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare. कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, श्री राधा मदन मोहन की, जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्री श्री गौर निताई की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, समावेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna. Once upon a time, there were some travelers, some four travelers going through a thick forest pathway. And it was a pitch dark night only with stars shining in the sky. And later, after the forest, they had to go through a desert. You know, desert is full of sand, isn't it? Everywhere, all around. It was a long desert. Whole night they had to pass through that. So as they were walking, when they were somewhere in the middle of the desert, there was a Akashvani in the sky. Akashvani said, uh, bow down to ground and pick up the valuables and put it in your jolna bag. Everybody had a jolna bag, you know. Pick up as much as you wish. Pick up the stones which are just below your feet and load as much as you wish you want. You will become blessed. Like that it said. So, and then the voice stopped. So they were thinking already we have our luggage and why to carry more stones. Some of them thought because Akashvani is saying, you know, maybe it is a word, it's a word of the angels, or it's maybe the sound of God. But if we disobey, it's not proper. So let us obey. So one of them picked up just one stone and put it. Another one picked up two. Another one picked up four. Another one picked up eight. That's my size. They loaded. So the other fellows were thinking this fellow is carrying 8 big stones. It's very heavy to carry. Foolishly already has another bag to carry. But in this way, when they reached the other side of the desert by early morning when the sun started rising, uh, when they were about to take a bath and get ready, they're opening this Jolna bag. To their utter astonishment, they found that the stones they picked up, they were not stones, they were diamonds. And they were shining like anything. Such a great shine and big pieces of diamond. At that time, those who picked up less, they were happy or lamenting? They were lamenting, alas, you know, so many miles ago, because that was the only spot where these diamond stones were there. Otherwise, everywhere else, only stones were there. But Akashvani said that at this spot, you pick up. Now they cannot even go back and locate that spot. There was no possibility. So they felt foolish. We didn't take the word from the sky very seriously. So the fellow who got 8 big stones, it was not only enough for his whole life, it was even for his generation. Next generation, of 2 generations, he had enough wealth now. What he had gathered like that. So what is the moral of the story? I will tell you. When you walk the path of your life, especially when you come to the teenage, it is like walking through a dark jungle or a desert. Why? Teenage is a age where you are not very clear about what is right, what is wrong, what to do, what not to do, what is good for me, what is bad for me. And we generally tend to go by what gives pleasure to our senses. We chase after those things. And what is little painful, we conveniently give it up. Just like children also. You ask them, you want to play or you want to study your school textbooks? What they will say? Yeah. That comes very comfortably, conveniently, easily. They tend to go for that, isn't it? In the same manner, when one comes to teenage, the general pleasures that one seeks after are like the gadgets and attraction for the opposite sex, and some kind of great curiosity. What are these, drugs? What is this smoke and what is this liquor? There is a curiosity to figure out, is there some real happiness in that? Like one boy was telling, I want to try it so I can know whether it is good or bad. you know, you don't have to eat stool to know stool is bad. You hear it and learn it, isn't it? Yeah. So there is a curiosity in teenage, tendency for going in directions which can be disastrous for us, dangerous for us. There is a suicide rock, they say, in one of the mountains in India. So some people have gone to the suicide rock and jumped off. So imagine if one goes to the same suicide rock at the edge. I want to see how they jumped. I want to give a try. Can you give a try? If you jump off, then no question of coming back. So in teenage also, if you make a decision to ruin your character by maintaining curiosity for something which is not good for you, then that curiosity will kill you. You will see that. For example, on a rainy day, you are walking on the road. There is a wire on the road lying like this. No, the wire is also wet. And you are walking barefoot on the road. So one of your friend tells you it's electric wire, it would be risky. Better not put your feet on that. You go by the side. Go away from that side. Don't go near it. You say, no, 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 this is not electric wire, this is telephone wire. You see, here is the telephone pole. No, it's coming. I think it's telephone wire. Nothing will happen, you say. And he says, yes, Prabhu, there is a telephone pole, but telephone wire is also coming and electric wire is also coming. And they are all intertwined. We are not sure whether it is electric wire or telephone wire. It could be electric wire. So better not take risk, he says. But you say, no, 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 I'll prove to you by keeping my foot. You say. And then you put your foot. And then you fall on the ground unconscious. It will be rushed to the hospital. Maybe you will survive or you may not survive, correct? No? So there is something called as healthy fear. Huh? That what is healthy fear? To not put our foot on an electric wire on the road. Is healthy fear. To not have curiosity for things which are dangerous for our health, dangerous for our future. To not go in those directions. That is healthy fear. So there are people going to tease you for your healthy fear. Especially in teenage, they will say, hey, come on, जीवन में सब कुछ एक बार अनुभव कर लेना चाहिए. They will say like that. अनुभव करो मरो, बचोगे नहीं. अनुभव, it's not, they think life means only this much. They don't know. But in the name of getting experience, you don't even exist. What to do? Like one boy wanted to, drive his, cycle. There was, this divider they have between the two roads. There was a divider like that. So he was driving his bike. So he wanted to show his friends that I can play with the divider. I can go like this. He can go, All the girls were clapping hands. He was going fastly like this. And at one point of time, he lost the control and fell so badly that he hit his head, hit his hand, and especially hit his lower portion of and he was admitted in hospital for practically a whole year because it damaged dangerously some important parts of the body, like that. So sometimes the adventure may be very thrilling, but that is not called adventure, it is foolhardiness, we call it. Foolhardiness means in the name of adventure, one is causing great danger to oneself. So in teenage, there is a desire for adventure, desire for thrill, there's a curiosity for the unknown. And what are these pleasures? Roaming with a woman, or trying the drugs, or smoke or drink, all these things. The curiosity is there. Others are doing, they seem to be happy. Maybe, well, at least I can try out. So one boy said, Prabhuji, is it all right if we take quarter, cup beer? Huh? Will not take much. He said, if you take little beer, you will be chubby and you will be very healthy. Huh? He said, all right. Those who said this and entered with quarter, they became half and one and then two, and then they are unable to come out now. It's like this Alibaba and 40 thieves, you know that? Open sesame, close sesame, correct? Huh? You will get trapped inside. He went in and got trapped. Could he come out? No, it's finished. So all these kinds of dangerous habits, they are like one-way traffic. You go in, you cannot come out. And those who have come out also, in the later years, the body sends out signals that you did it, now suffer now. One example I'll tell you, one American boy came to Pune temple some years ago. He was like almost 36 or 37 or so. Years of age. But his hands had red marks. Here, here, here. It's almost like about to bleed. That kind of holes, whole kind of thing. So he wanted to try out living like a brahmachari type of life. He was going to different holy places. He came to Pune also. 1 week he stayed in Pune. When I talked to him, he said, now I have given up all those things, bad habits. But these things I did between the age of 10 to 15. In that age, I got into drugs and all these things. And the effect of that is coming now. And now, although last 15, 20 years, I didn't touch. But the old thing effect is coming now, and I'm taking so much, huge quantity of medicines also for that. So I did wrong thing because I was in bad association. Now I'm saved from bad association. Now I want to become a proper man, but body is not cooperating. I am a young man now, 37, 38, but my body is like a 60, 70-year-old man. It's giving a lot of complications, problems. So he was telling. So when I saw that, I felt pity. Yes, in this world, it is very easy to get into bad habits, but cultivating good habits really needs good association and also willpower to stick to the right path. Correct? Huh? Yeah. Now, when the Akashvani came from the sky, pick up something from the ground and you'll become blessed. It's a very sweet voice from the sky came. But because it was pitch dark, they could not see it. And so they were not aware what it is. We are being told to pick up some things. But why to increase the weight? They considered it burdensome. Correct now? Imagine at that time, if they knew what they're going to pick up is diamond, how many do you think they must have picked up? Whole suitcase they would have picked up, correct? No? As much, whatever was there, they would have picked up everything. Isn't it? Similarly, you will see that when you become a devotee, the knowledge of devotional service given in the Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam and all, very advanced. It goes finer and finer and finer and very, very advanced knowledge. Along with our material clutter in our mind, our sense gratification propensities, college studies, and our own leanings towards the sense gratification, So our own, attraction to the allurements of the world and all these things. Many times you cannot grasp in totality what you are learning in Krishna consciousness. Okay, let us assume that one of your students, you are not able to grasp everything that you hear in the classes or, when you read Prabhupada books. But still, a boy is very strongly following the path of Krishna consciousness. What could be the reason? He is not able to totally grasp everything. He is hearing classes, he is reading books. Halfway he sleeps also. Some or other, because he is told to hear the class and read the book, he is doing. But still, that boy is totally adherent to the program. They wake up in the morning and attend all the aratis and chant the holy name. So what could be the reason? Why is he doing what he's doing? What do you think? Yeah, like Mike is saying.
Two reasons can be there. One thing is he has faith on whom he has been told to do.
He has faith in those who is asking him to do that. Yeah, very good. Then
Second is he is seeing other examples. He's seeing other examples who have implemented in their life and seeing the effect he sees that.
He is seeing the result that is promised in the scriptures, getting manifest in those who have faithfully practiced. Like, for example, somebody went to the tuition center in Hyderabad and then studied for, IIT JEE, and then he got into IIT. Or he studied for GATE, and he got into GATE. And you find that anybody comes to Hyderabad and gets into this competitive exam preparation, they get into IIT. You see, correct, no? Some of them are world rank also, like bringing world rank also. So it becomes eventually proven to the parents and the children that, Hyderabad coaching centers are quite effective. Send the children there, correct, no? That's why they do. Because they're seeing the results. Similarly, Krishna says in Gita, Bhagavo jnana tapasa, puta mad bhava magata. Arjuna, you are not the first one to practice Krishna consciousness. Many, many souls in the past have faithfully practiced and they become purified. And they've gone back home, back to Godhead. You just have to walk the same path, but with great transcendental faith. Don't take it casually. Don't take it lightly. Don't take it cheaply. Don't doubt it. Because you can see the result. It has produced result. Because Krishna consciousness is not created. Krishna consciousness is uncovered. Uh, Like, for example, you have a red hot coal covered with ashes. After you blow off the ashes, then what comes out? Fire comes. Similarly, your love for God is not something you create by artificial imposition. It is already there in your heart. You just, if you remove the impurities, the love will manifest. Correct, no? Right now, the love is covered by lust and anger and greed and uh, lamentation and illusion and fear and things like that. It's covered. The covering has to be removed. When you uncover it, it will just manifest. It will gush out. But for uncovering that, all the homework we do, waking up in the morning, attending arati, reading proper books, hearing classes, asking questions, different type of activities in devotion service. We do these things is basically for uncovering, and that is said in one of the famous verses. Nitya siddha Krishna prema sadhya kabunoi, shravanadi shuddha chitte koro yovodoi. It says, Nitya siddha Krishna prema. It's actually Krishna prema is already there in your heart. Always it is there. It is because the soul is a part of Krishna, and the soul has a particle of love, which is actually a part and parcel of Radharani's love. Radharani's love is oceanic, but our love is a drop of that ocean, and that nobody can steal it. It is yours only. It's always there. Every jiva has it. If a jiva is conscious, every conscious jiva has that love in their heart. We are just trying to uncover that. Just like when you dig the ground and take the iron ore, iron ore is covered with so much mud. Because I have done this foundry in my college days. I've seen in foundry when you make the cast iron, correct? Na? When you do those activities, smithy activities. And so when you take out from the ground iron is covered with so much mud. When you drop it like this, dope sound will come. So it doesn't behave like a metal. It behaves like mud. But then you cleanse all the mud completely, remove it. Then the metal will behave like a metal. Clang sound will come. Similarly, our love for God is so covered over that we don't realize, what it is. We have become covered over. Right now. But when you see that, somebody has practiced for this many years, and now we are seeing them very brilliantly situated, and they are experiencing great affection for God and very beautifully advancing. We can see people who are on their way back to Godhead. I have seen many, many devotees. Simply by looking at Prabhupada, you can say he's going back to Godhead, the way he lived his life. So we can see the devotees like that. So by seeing the results manifested in the body of the devotees and their faithfulness, their sincerity, their fixity, the taste they're experiencing, the conviction they possess, and their how they're able to kick away Maya, not care for the sense gratifications that they're easily getting. They're able to say no to that. Oh, if he can do that, why can't I? I'm also a jiva like him. So by seeing the results, you become convinced. That's one thing. Another thing is when you hear from devotees, if you have faith in those who are presenting the philosophy, like Srila Prabhupada is presenting philosophy in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, purports he has given. So how much faith you have in his words? Because the sky, the Akashvani told them that pick up and you will become blessed. So everybody likes to become blessed. But further, what you have to do? Pick up, he said. Similarly, you are told, pick up these good habits of reading Prabhupada books regularly, attending Mangalarti regularly, chanting 16 rounds. Then you will become a blessed soul, fortunate soul, glorious soul, and you can go back to Godhead. So we only hear the second thing. First part we don't want to hear generally. First part says you do these things. Oh, this is too much. But then if you do these things, the results are promised. You get this. For example, somebody made an announcement from the kitchen. प्रभु जी इधर आ जाओ, 4 पतेले हैं, जिसको गुलाब जामुन चाहिए आ जाओ. Then people heard which one? Hey, gulab jamun, where is gulab jamun? This is called selective hearing. Selective hearing means you only hear what you want to hear. All the 20 guys got up and ran to the kitchen. And then the kitchen, there was in those days very hefty devotee, one devotee. However, he took them. And then one big patala said, roll it and take it to the tap. Then he told them, here is the hose pipe, wash it. Engaged 5 of them. Then he took another 5. You guys come here. He took them. So 4 big patelas they had to wash. They were all, practically they went inside, 1 or 2 of them were washing it. Such a huge thing. It took them half an hour to wash. And then afterward they came, sweating in their body and everything, put on the fan and said, Prabhuji, lao, gulab jamun, lao. You said gulab jamun, we came and then you engaged us in this service. And then he saw how many? He saw 20 people were there. He only had 10 gulab jamun. He gave them half. That he was giving. They said, Itna bas, half gulab jamun, for that you made a loud noise. You called us. He said, किसको पता इतने लोग आने वाले हैं? He said, मैंने सोचा 4 लोग आएंगे, 5 देंगे आपको. आप लोग 20 लोग आ गए, आधा मिला आपको. He said. So I was thinking, he's an intelligent kitchen head, isn't it? Because you tell the people patela is there, will they come? Or some gulab jamun is there, more than expect that people come running. Correct, no? Similarly, we want the amritattva results, the amritamaya results, which are imperishable results we want to enjoy, which is being enjoyed by the devotees who are practicing this path purely, sincerely. They're enjoying, but they have paid the price and they have followed the process. Are we ready to pay the price and follow the process? Like, for example, in your college also, you will see students who study from the beginning. Like in my college, it is what we would do in the summer vacation. 2 things only we would do. One is read the spiritual books, and I had a spiritual circle of friends. We meet regularly. Every day we would meet with the spiritual friends. And there are other friends who are academically very astute. We will study, we will purchase the books for the next semester. And then start reading and going through it ourselves. What we cannot understand, we will catch some senior and ask him also. So almost like, 1/3 or half the book we would finish reading in the vacation time. And then when you go to college, when teacher teaches, it's very easy. You understand what the teacher is speaking because you already read it once. So that means you read once, and teacher is teaching it once. You come back home and do the homework and study further. It's like 3 attempts, correct, no? So then swallowing the subjects becomes very easy. And then as the 3 or 4 months are over in the semester, before the preparatory leave starts, we have already thoroughly understood the subjects already. Then we would also take the foreign author books. Because in foreign author books, you will learn many fun days you will learn. Indian author books, you know which question will come in the exam. Many times. They predict also. This is a pattern in which question paper is set. So you may expect these questions they will say. So read these books, read those books. And then prepare to leave. And then when you go for the exam, you are very cool. And there is no tension. Gaurav used to say 2 people are cool. One is one who has thoroughly studied, one who has not touched the book at all. Both of them know what are they getting into. One who's thoroughly studied is super confident. One who has not touched the book, he doesn't know where to copy also from. Even if he takes a book to copy, he can't copy also. So therefore, so that means, the person who has studied well is super confident. And then you also see that he writes well and gets very good marks, 99, 98. When you get marks like this, you wonder, I wish I can get marks like that, correct, no? Hmm? Like we had in our third semester, fourth semester and all, we had certain physics subjects like theory of machines. And so we would compete to get 99 out of 100, 100 out of 100. 3-4 hours we got also 97, 99 like that we got also. Huh? Because generally in maths you make a centum, correct, no? Other subjects little difficult. But if you study well, you can make it. Huh? But you should have studied from the beginning. Huh? Beginning. So if somebody has not studied from the beginning towards the end of the semester, suddenly can you get marks like that? By fluke, can you get? No, it doesn't work like that. Like in one college yearly gathering, there was a festival. One of the girls in the first year, she's a Bharatanatyam expert. Huh? She has practiced for 10 years since her young age. Huh? And Arangetram, they call it, after 7 years, she got the award also. Huh? Did a very good Bharatanatyam, she did. Got award. Now 10 years are over. So when she was given a chance, she came to stage and started dancing very, very beautifully, moving her hand this way, that way, and everything. One boy saw that and he became very inspired. He also went to the stage and told the organizers, "Can I be given a chance also to dance?" And they said, "But you know Bharatanatyam? Do you have the dress and everything? Or, have you practiced?" He said, "No, I've never taken any training, but after seeing this, I'm inspired. I want to try out." Do you think they will give him a chance to try on the stage? He'll make a fool out of himself, correct, no? If he goes and does this way, that way, people will laugh. What kind of dance he can do? Because he has not. So practice makes a man. Yeah. So practice, if you don't do, suddenly you cannot go to stage and dance. It's not possible. Like you see people play harmonium. You've seen that? Many times they don't even see it. You've seen that? Huh? They just look somewhere and closing the eyes. How many of you have seen people play harmonium? Correct, no? Why they are able to do? Practice. Regularly they have practiced. Huh? Because of the practice, they get their expertise. When I used to practice cycling with my friends, we were 5-6 of us, we would go to college together. After that practice, I can even leave both the hands and drive also. Huh? In the main road, especially the smooth road. Long distance we used to go, just leaving the cycle little. The handle will not shake also. You become expert. But prior to that, in the beginning cycling, if you try to drive the cycle, you'll fall off on the other side, correct, no? You get a wound also. I got wound 2-3 times. I got so fearful. I started putting leg like this. And you know that we put like this? Yeah. So my father said, don't fear so much. I will hold you from behind. Huh? But after practice, I became super confident. No more fear of falling off. Correct? No? But any good activity, I'm telling you some examples. In the same in spiritual life also. The superiors give instruction for you to practice. But you have to have faith in those instructions. Like the sky and Akashvani is telling, pick up, you'll become blessed. But how much faith you have in that? Because the road ahead is dark and we don't know what is about to come. So we don't have the vision of what is about to come. But if you have faith in these two things, what he said, faith in the good souls who are advising us, and gaining faith in the process and the path, which has already yielded powerful results in the lives of many devotees. Bahavo jnana tapasa puta mad bhavamagata. Many have become, and Krishna is saying that. And we have also seen that with our eyes. So then with that good faith, you do certain things in spiritual life, which may be a little painful in the beginning, but which will yield great results in the end. Like, for example, studying in the summer vacation for the next semester, is it a very enjoyable thing for most boys? Many boys would ridicule us. Arre, kya kar rahe ho abhi, eh? This is time to play, yaar. What is this? Summer vacation, chalo, movie jate hain. You are taking books for the next semester. When teacher is teaching, then you can study. What is the need of studying now? So, no, so it's not a very smooth thing. It's a little painful thing for you to study in the beginning, but eventually it produces great results. Correct, no? Anything in this world you will see, like we say, Rome was not built in a day, we say, no? Which means, great things just don't happen by fluke. You see, Srila Prabhupada, we were going to America with a couple of heart attacks and struggling in New York. 1 full year not getting any results. still being persistent, ready to lay down his life in preaching movement, then results started slowly manifesting. And no support, single-handedly starting the movement. And no known person there, or unknown people in foreign land. So because of his struggle, we are enjoying the fruits now. Otherwise, we won't be having this movement now. Mm. So that implicit faith in the instruction of the superior is important. And those who don't take that easy path, but take the hard path. What is the meaning of hard path? The right path is the hard path. And the easy path is, that which is very easy going in the beginning, but eventually it doesn't produce good result. For example, play all day is more enjoyable for children, but when exams come, they will suffer. Correct, no? Similarly, roam around with your friends, you go to movie, go to party. That's a very easy going life. But later on, your academic suffers, health suffers. Correct, no? Everything. Recently, I was speaking to CA students, something I'll share with you. See here, if somebody makes, they want to lead a easy-going life, sit on social media, watch porn, just to keep on sleeping lazy. Like college is holiday today, mass bunk or something. Come back to room, then what do you do? Just sleep. Sleeping pastime. 4 hours sleep in the daytime, 4 hours, 5 hours. Some boys actually sleep 11 to 1 and get up, take lunch, again go to sleep. Again, 2 to 4 or 2 to 5. And then get up, roam around for a while, come back, night also sleep. Why? Nothing to do. Correct, no? So, similarly, watching porn is a very easy thing. It's a playful thing. Watch this, watch that. But then you are loading your head with garbage. And the more you load, the more the animal comes out of you later. Once the animal comes out, you cannot control that time. No? Similarly, sitting on social media, you keep on swapping, so many shots. One after another, keep on. Actually, shorts is such a thing, it's like, kurumura or like sengdana, like this ground nut, this ground nuts, little bit you put in the mouth, then you want little more. And then take little more. It's like the shorts. One shot is, and it keeps coming also. In Instagram, keep on moving, watching. Suddenly look at the clock, 2 ghanta gaya abhi. So it's gone. So that is how easy. Then result is what? Depression, self-hatred, anxiety. The later life becomes a hard life. That time a person laments, Hare, kya kar diya maine? On the other hand, the right side life, you see, it's hard in the beginning. Exercising yourself, keeping your body healthy, studying Prabhupada books. No fap means no masturbation. So, keeping one's body and mind clean. So when to lead a life like this is little hard. That's what we call as austerity. Where you're willing to wake up in the morning, take a bath, and you know get ready and come, and then here read Prabhupada books and become sincere, serious, and strict devotee. Then what is the result that awaits you? Then later life is easy life. Actually, I can tell you with realization in my college days, as I told you, when I would study in the summer vacation and then attentively listen to the class of the teachers, study became it's a very enjoyable thing. It is. When we come back in the evening, we would make very nice notes. We will make on each of the subjects, and then we had time to go to temple also. We used to go to the various temples, Divedesams and all. We would go. We had time to chant Vishnu Sahasranam. We had ample of time because one who starts early, then he has ample of time. Just like, for example, see, one day we had to go to railway station, and I was leaving a bit early. And one devotee said, "What, Prabhuji, if you go so early, you know, you will reach 45 minutes before the train. What will you do sitting in the station? You can leave late." So hearing that, my assistant also said, yeah, what you're saying is true. Why to go so early? Yeah. So we waited. And then we looked at the clock. Now we decided to leave because you will reach just 10 minutes before the train leaves. Accordingly, we set our clock and accordingly went. But on that day, there was some kind of procession of Ramzan or something. Huh? Big procession going. All the vehicles were jammed. We just couldn't move. Now we want to go, but we cannot. There is no other route to go. All roads are blocked there, and the traffic has stopped us. And consciously we were waiting, and the train was lost. You know? So in case we went by the early time, we would have escaped the julus, that procession. We would have reached early. And if you reach early also, what is the problem? Go to the waiting room, sit there and do some reading, some computer work, some reading you can do. Everywhere the waiting rooms are there, correct, no? So that means if I left early, my mind is supposing very much. Why are you leaving so early? Other people are also telling. But you take that hard decision. No, I am going to leave early so that God knows what parameters will come on the way. Correct, no? Like sometimes you are driving your car, your driver little dozing and then come hit another car. Then you will be stopped. The traffic policeman will stop you. Possibility is there or not? That can happen, correct, no? Or this kind of some procession may go. Or sometimes some chief minister is coming, they block some roads. That kind of thing can happen. Correct, no? Something can come, unexpected thing. So material world is full of certainties or uncertainties? Uncertainty. Material world is uncertain and uncontrollable. So therefore, it is better that we don't take chance. So make a hard decision of leaving early and reaching the station early, half an hour before the train. Then you have no anxiety. Once you are in the same platform where train is going to come, you have any anxiety? Train can be late. As somebody may say, see, Prabhuji, I told you, train is 1 hour late. Let train come late, but we can be on time. Correct now? That's what he's saying, that hard decisions, if you make, the later part of your life will be easy life. Self-respect, control life, happiness, all this you get. See, which is easy? TV watching or studying? That's what this boy thought. So he watched TV, enjoying. The right side you see how is he sitting. Because now the number of books to be studied have become too much. He is now, he's wondering how am I going to study now? At the end of the semester, so many books piled up and I have not studied. So he made a easy decision in the beginning or hard decision? He wanted life easy going, watching TV. Now he is suffering the result of that. See, snoozing alarm is the easiest thing. But getting up to study, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. He's hitting. We need somebody to wake us up like this. Then only we wake. Problem is, devotees are very humble. They don't wake us up like this. Isn't it? Snoozing is easy going way, but waking up is a little hard decision. That fellow is not getting up easily, even after eating also. See, eating junk food, it's a very enjoyable thing. You stack it more and more and eat junk food, eventually we will suffer. But eating for health, of course, she is saying it's very nice, but very rare it is. People will say, they are showing these videos to convince people that this is good for you. That is why. This is very easy, correct now? What is the problem with this gossiping? What is the problem with this? Time will be lost. Like in Pune, we had one brahmachari. He would be in towel in the bathroom. But his habit was, anybody coming into bathroom, while he is coming out, he will start a talk. But his problem was once the talk is started, then he doesn't know how to stop it. He would say, yesterday this happened, and then last week that happened, and this happened, and this and that. This. He will go on. The other person is also hearing, and as well as catching his belly, he has to go to bathroom. And then look at the clock, 40 minutes, 45 minutes gone. That's the problem with gossiping. I was telling about this. He is he caught this fellow, that fellow, that fellow. Finally, I caught him. I said, Prabhu, don't waste others' time. Then he wanted to give reasoning why he spoke to whom, what he spoke. And he took my 2 hours also. So, that's why there's gossiping. On the other hand, you see, we can be good. Those who are good listeners, these people turn out a lot of work. They talk less and listen more. They're sober. They're sober in behavior and speech. So they actually, Krishna is a good listener, right? The beginning of the Gita, 5 reasons Arjuna spoke, Krishna listened well. That's what it is said. Listen well in such a way that people will have the confidence to speak to you. And speak well in such a way that people will listen to you. Huh? Both we have to learn. We should learn to speak meaningfully, purposefully. And we should learn to listen well rather than gossip, waste time. Here, see this easy versus hard choices. Huh? See this nice cartoon is put up here. So one fellow is thinking, oh, it's very sliding very nicely. So everybody likes to go on a slide. But after sliding, now you want to climb up the mountain. Can he climb? No, sir. Huh? He won't be able to do it. Other fellow, at the beginning, he took the hard decision of climbing up. Correct, no? Although it is difficult, when he climbed to the top, from that mountain, he jumped to the other mountain. You see? Hmm? Then he is approaching the flag very soon. So he's going to attain the victory flag. You see? So be prepared to make hard choices in the beginning. I've given many examples here. You can see. Don't watch TV. Instead, you study. Huh? Instead of watching TV, you can say watching mobile. Huh? Also, instead of that, study. Similarly, snoozing versus getting up. Drinking alcohol versus drinking water. Huh? You know, being patient is good. Huh? Instead of getting frustrated. Similarly, take ownership of any action and don't overreact. Don't get into a blame game of other people. Yeah, for example, in the kitchen, one devotee was making halwa. So there was another devotee who came into kitchen to, take some sabji to cut or something like that. So this devotee left the kitchen, the halwa cooker. He went out to attend to some phone call, but the phone call became long phone call. So due to which the halwa got burned. So he was blaming that other devotee. Yeah. He said, Prabhuji, he was there in the kitchen. He could have seen that it's getting burned, swell is coming, he could have stopped. But the other devotee said, but you never told me that I should stop. I just came to take sabji and I went. Hmm? If you put a word to me, I would have taken care. But you didn't put a word and you went away. I am also not there, you're also not there. The halwa got burned. Huh? So generally what happens, if halwa gets burned, we blame others. Isn't it? If halwa came well, you'll say, I only made it. Correct? Huh? Isn't it? What kind of... So that's why he says, take ownership. Don't overreact. Huh? Staying up late versus early to bed. Okay, how many of you sleep before 9:30 here? Let us see. Anybody? We have, okay, 1, 2, okay, 3, okay. How many of you sleep between 9:30 to 10? Okay, very good. How many of you sleep between 10 to 10:30? Okay. How many sleep between 10:30 to 11? That is 2, okay. How many of you sleep between 11 to 11:30? Nobody. Anybody sleeps beyond 12? Nobody. Okay. So, okay, how many of you have seen the 3-minute famous video? Why, you know, Tom Cook and all this, you know, big Apple owner and all of them sleep, at 10 and then they wake up by 4 a.m. And 10 to 4 is that time. And he says, what are the advantages? How many of you have seen that video? Oh, yeah, not many have, many haven't seen. How is it many haven't seen? Not in device. Smriti cavities. It's a very important thing.
You're first awake. Your brain operates as for people waking up at 4 a.m. and not a different hour. What is the secret behind it? Well, they know how their brain works, and they take advantage of their brainwave states and brain chemistry. The brain produces electrical patterns, often referred to as waves. When you're first awake, your brain operates at around 10.5 waves per second. The range from 8 to 13 hertz, or cycles per second, is the alpha stage. It's been called the gateway to the subconscious mind. But when you wake up this early, you are between theta and alpha. The mind is capable of deep and profound learning, being fully aware and focused with an effortlessly calm mind. In other words, you don't have to work as hard. You are not thinking. You just relax into the moment. Another important fact known by all successful people is when you wake up, your subconscious mind is most impressionable and soaks up information like a sponge. Whatever you hear, see, or are exposed to in the first 20 minutes will affect you and set the tone for the rest of your day. This is why they meditate, listen to affirmations, and not checking their social media and emails so early. They choose consciously their tone of the day, being focused and positive and not being distracted. They choose to go to bed early and use the premature hours of each day in their own advantage. They make up a routine of waking up before the sun starts to shine and go to sleep after the sun goes down. Why do they go to bed so early? Between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. is where you can get the most from regenerative and deep sleep. After 2 a.m., sleep lacks the quality that you need as it becomes more superficial, chronically depriving your body of the regenerative sleep which you can enjoy between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. makes you wake up in the morning even more tired than when you went to bed. The human body is closely linked to the day and night cycle. That is why, within 1 or 2 hours after sunset, your melatonin levels start to rise. This is how your body is telling you that it's time to go to bed. At midnight, melatonin levels reach their highest value, and after this, they start decreasing gradually. 10 p.m. is when your body reacts as a result of the increment in the melatonin levels. This period of transformation in your sleep cycle brings along a more intense metabolic activity. This one is responsible for the repair and restoration of the whole body. In order for this 10 p.m. reaction to take place, your body needs to slow down, which translates into reduction of your mental and physical activity. If you're still awake, there is a phenomena that takes.
Why you have to reduce your physical and mental activity? Say you are driving your car 5,000 kilometers, and then bring the car. Now the car is heated up, and lot of wear and tear. It's very dusty. What it requires, your car? Huh? Yeah, you have to take it to garage, correct, no? Clean, wash the car, and then oil the parts, correct, no? Repair the wear and tear. Same thing with our body. Morning to night, the body is, the daytime, the whole body is physically and mentally very awake. And the night when you lie down, you need rest for both the body and the mind. And then the internal body becomes very active in the night, which means the wear and tear is done with the pitta secretion and repairing the parts which have been overused in the daytime, just like in a car. The heat of the body is reduced, and in this way, then the motions are proper in the early morning. If you slept between 10 to 4 well, as soon as you get up in the morning and go to washroom, immediately stomach is cleared. And if you sleep at 11, 12, like that, late you sleep, then the food is not digested properly. Next morning you go, only air comes. Then in the daytime again you have to go. Correct. Otherwise you have half passing in the morning and half in the daytime. And you feel very uncomfortable. You're not hungry for eating also. It's not very comfortable. So, and also the body, the red one is showing in the body, which is actually the stress and the pains in the body are completely relieved if you sleep between 10 to 4. It's very good. So there are many more things like that said in this. I'm not going to show you the whole video, but this I want to tell you later on. He says early morning is very good for positive affirmations, and especially first 20 minutes as soon as you get up. Whatever impressions you give it to the mind, the whole day it becomes guided by that. So one should not think anything negative, but one should think of something positive energy boosting thing at the. Therefore, many people, as soon as they get up, they put some Narsimha Karavalamba Stotram or something, Brahma Samhita, or hear some shloka recitation, something spiritual which goes straight to the Gajendra Moksha Pratana. And it also gets memorized also, and it is very purifying also. Or one can put on Hare Krishna Kirtan and you hear like that. So, if you see the full video, you will know why you have to sleep early. Yeah. Otherwise, it says that the later you go after 10, the sleep also will go away because there's a second wave which comes, which means body starts eating up inside. It uses the internal resources to overwork for you. And when you overwork the body, then what happens? You stress the body. Then the sleep is a stressed sleep. It's not a good sleep. If you want to enjoy the really good and satisfying sleep, it has to be done early. Yeah. So and that's what is the point. Staying up late is enjoyable, hanging around, chatting, joking. But one has to, I would request all of you, check between 9:30 to 11. How constructive is your time? It's not. You will see that. Therefore, better to go to bed early. Then you get early morning time also. Like yesterday, what time we slept? Yesterday, 9:30? 9:30 we slept. I got up at 2:15 only. Today I got up early. Because I don't get sleep much after 2, 2:15, 2:30. But when I get up, if I have taken bath, I get my own time to do my things, correct? No? So the golden hours of the morning are at your command. You can use them. But imagine you sleep at 10:45, 11. Morning, you suddenly get up and you see, even at 3:30, 3:45, body is still paining. Then you rise this side, that side. And then you get up at 4:10 and then you have to get ready and come. Correct, no? Comfortable. Then you become slave of time. It's eating for taste versus eating for health. So, eating for taste, like frams and things like that, little bit you can take. But imagine one is taking a plate full of frams, isn't it? Eating a lot, kurumbra, or such kinds of, what do you call it, chatpata, you call it? Things like that you eat, is it good for the belly? Or junk food also? Not good for the belly. So, occasionally we have some items like that, but regularly rice, dal, sabji, chapati, regular prasad one should eat. Judging others versus being curious. You can always think, why the devotee said or did something? I may not know the full picture. Let me find out. That kind of curiosity is better than judging on someone. He's like this only. They are like this only. Don't judge anybody. Saying yes versus saying no. Certain times you will have to say no to too many demands which come upon you. So if you say yes to everybody, why some people say yes to everybody? Because they don't want to become bad guys. If I say no, they will feel that I'm not cooperating. Just say yes, but they won't do the work. One American IT company lady was telling, by speaking to Indian IT boys, she was telling, you Indians, you have a habit of never saying no. She's asking from there. So will you submit the work by Friday? Yes, ma'am, no problem. And the Friday is not submitted. Oh, it's not done. Okay, today it's not done. At least by Monday, can you assure me you do the work at home? And yes, ma'am, no problem. Monday also not ready. So she asked, but you said you will do it. How can we say no, ma'am? You'll get unhappy. So we didn't want to make you unhappy. So we said yes. This is one common problem. They say yes, but they don't do it. Then their yes has no meaning at all. Correct, no? So certain things, if you are unable to do, you can say that because of these reasons I am struggling, I am unable to do. You give me a little more extension. By Tuesday, I will submit it. You can say that. Similarly, will you do Prabhupada book reading? Yes, Prabhu. Will you finish, 4 hours per week or whatever? Yes, Prabhu. Done, Prabhu. Next week, all 0, 0, 0, 0. Prabhu, you promised me. Sorry, Prabhu. The next week again, one more sorry, Prabhu. then eventually your leader will think, what is the sari puri? Eh? He doesn't do at all. He just says, but he doesn't. See, one company, they have a very powerful motto. I really liked it. He said, we said, comma, we did. Beautiful, no? What is that called as? Integrity. Integrity means you make a promise and you keep the promise. We said, we did. Okay, I said that I will do it, then I should do it, no matter whether you like it or not. If I have promised, I should do it. So, one easy solution I will tell all of you. Proper book reading, if you are a responsible student, you do it yourself, which is very good. If you are not very responsible, then I would suggest you can tell your senior brahmachari, that probably if you can read with us at a certain time of the day, 15 minutes or 20 minutes, then this goes very smoothly. All of us, that Arjun group or whatever group comes together, you request them to do it for you. So then it becomes like a fixed time, night 9:15 to 9:30 or 9 to 9:15 or whatever time. And you come at that time with everybody. And that is actually due to peer social pressure. It goes with the group. That's more easy than doing it on your own. How many of you feel doing it on your own becomes difficult sometimes? Correct, no? With a group of devotees, it becomes easy. And at a fixed time also. So you can request them that they will help you. That way you can keep your promise also. Yeah. Avoidance versus tough conversations. What is the meaning of that? Sometimes certain things are little argument creating, argument producing. But somebody may, for example, your senior is telling, in summer vacation, better you stay back this time. We are organizing a STW, VTW here. We need your help. You are Arjun batch and you still batch. It will be nice if you stay. So you can take care of the junior boys who are coming here. And then somebody is saying, but Prabhu, vacation is only 1 month. And this SWBW going 20 days. Those 10 days, can we, go home and come? He says. And the preacher says, yeah, the last 10 days you can go and come, no problem. The first 20 days you keep yourself. Anybody else has any other questions? You ask. And others, nobody speaks anything. But when the VW starts, it will suddenly find the 3 are missing. Hey, what happened? These fellows, they didn't have any problem that time. They agreed to stay. And then you phone up, Prabhu, are you planning to go home? And he says, no, Prabhuji, I'm already at home. No, this is called as avoidance. If you cannot be there, why they don't ask? Because they may think that our senior may insist that I should stay and help. Instead, silently, they mind only calculates. Soch nahi bolenge abhi, baad mein nikal jayenge. That is avoidance. Is it good? Oh, you can avoid. Then what happens? What will be the result of such avoidance? What will be the result? You have escaped from service. Trust will be spoiled. Can they trust you tomorrow? They cannot trust you. And you also lose the mercy. Instead, you could have talked, Prabhuji, I have a desire to go 15 days to home, Prabhu, instead of 10 days. So can I help in 10, 12 days in SWW? Another 18 days I can go home. Is it all right? And there is some bargaining, and then he says, okay, 15 days go home, 15 days stay here. That is a tough conversation, correct, no? So, but if one is not ready for tough conversation, smoothly slips out from behavior. Like a pussy cat slips out from the service, you see. Close-minded versus open-minded. Should we be open-minded or close-minded? Open-minded. What is the meaning of that? Sometimes we have a closed mindset and we rule out all possibility that other things may also happen. We have a closed mindset. Nahi, ho nahi payega. Yeah. Like for example, you started with 60, 80 boys for DYS. And then now you only have 15 boys, 20 boys. Some senior says, Prabhuji, balance 60 fellows, maybe good souls. That's a possibility. Maybe they were not there when we went to call. Again, go for one more round to find out whether they want to come for the weekly program. And you say, no, Prabhuji, coach interest nahi, Prabhuji. They don't have any interest. He says, okay, whether they have interest or not, we will see. Why don't you go for one round and come? I know, Prabhuji. I know their mindset. That is what mind. That is what is it? Is it open mind or closed mind? Closed mindset. If you are told to go and give one last try and come, you can always go. Correct, now? So parachute functions better when it is closed or open. Therefore, mind is compared to a parachute. When mind is open, it functions better. So be open. Okay. At that time only this many came, and now maybe we'll go and give a try. Nothing wrong in giving a try for those 60 people. Maybe, who knows, 4 or 5 gems may come. When that one gem comes, he will make a big difference to our center. Correct, no? Let me be more open-minded. Defensive versus vulnerable. So in this way, each of this can be explained. I'm not going to explain all of them, but I told you some of them. You got an idea. Easy. See, hard choices you make in the beginning, then your life is easy life. Easy choices, hard life. That's the point. So ultimately, it's your life. You have the choice. Yeah. So in this way, this is the age where you can pick up some really good values, morals, ethics, character, spirituality. This is the age you can pick up. Because in teenage, what happens? You listen less to parents and more to peers. Now the problem in today's society is when it comes to hearing from peers, boys open their heart to girls only. And girls are opening heart to boys. Is it very good? Draupadi clearly says in Bhagavatam, only a woman can understand the heart of another woman. When some girl writes to me and asks questions, I will tell her. See, Draupadi says, only a woman can understand the heart of another woman. So I am a brahmachari. How can I know about your problems? I will connect you to one very good Mataji, senior Mataji, who can be like your elder sister. She will guide you. We are sadhu babas, we are fakir, we don't know much. But woman's life, another Mataji can help you. That's what I do. I connect them to, or I can only tell from Shastra what Shastra says. Real life, you want to solve problem, you go to woman. So every boy should say the same to the girls. You are revealing your mind to me. No, go and reveal mind to another girl. But then woman wants emotional support and boy wants physical connection. And that way both of them fall down thoroughly to hellish lifestyle. Boy is looking at her as a sex object and she is looking at him as an emotional shelter provider. So it's a very bad combination it is. That's why in Vedic life, they were not allowed to come together. A woman was allowed to choose her husband. That is called Swayam Var. She was allowed, but she was not allowed to do free mixing. That is not allowed. See how intelligent Vedas are. You can choose a husband, but only if parents allow, you can marry. Not that you try out different boys. इसको try करते हैं, उसको try करते हैं, इसको try करते हैं. Like cats and dogs. You try different people. Finally, 5 boys cheat you and go away. So it's a foolish life it is. So that is why when you are in teenage, children don't like to listen to parents because they think there's a age gap, generation gap. Okay, you want to hear from peers, but you should have peers like Prahlad. So each of you think about one peer who is like Prahlad. That is the person you should associate with. And by that association, like your mentors are there, brahmacharis are there, and your equal friends also. How many of you found some of your equals very strong and serious in spiritual life? You found? Correct. And they are the people you should associate and take advice. Imagine you find out another weak devotee and you go to associate with him and ask him, hey, thoda japa hai, bahut katin chal raha hai na? Very difficult, no japa. And he says, yes, for me also. Then both of them will give up. Correct, no? So should you go to a weak devotee or a strong devotee? Strong devotee, strong peer. Then that peer will uplift you. So we need uplifting peers. Like Prahlad Maharaj, even though his classmates were all from demoniac families, he made them all devotees and made them dance with him, correct, no? They danced and chanted the holy name. So that type of peer association is welcome. We don't want a degrading peer association. You see, afternoon you come back today, college is half a day only. And then you peep into somebody's room, he's sleeping, lying down. So immediately your mind gets inspired to, you go next to him and you also lie down. See, that means association is very, very contagious. Both good and bad association. Therefore, you should connect with those who can help you get purified and get uplifted. So, in the so he told two things. One is faith in a superior who is giving knowledge, or observing the results produced in the bodies and lives of great devotees who have faithfully practiced their life. I will add one or two more things to this. One is having pakka knowledge about things. The knowledge is also very purifying and elevating. For example, some of you didn't raise hand for the video. You have not seen the video. Correct, no? Only a handful of people have seen the video. So why the billionaires rise at what a.m.? 4 a.m. And why they sleep to go to bed by 10 p.m.? So those of you who didn't raise hand, see the full video, your conviction to sleep early will increase. Because this knowledge proves it. And it's not made by devotees. It's made by scientists, the outside world. And many others are following. Even they are following. Nowadays, karmis, there's a recent news I read all over the world. People have started sleeping early now. There's a census they have made. In India, there is one more thing has come. I'll just show you. People have started using button phone. What is it? क्या लौट रहा है फीचर फोन का दौर. आखिर क्यों स्मार्टफोन से हो रहा लोगों का मोह भंग. Again, these ones are coming back now. Why? He has given reasons. 3 reasons he has given. Highlight. See, read that. What is it? फीचर फोन से
एक बार चर्चा में आ रहे हो और लोगों के बीच इसके इस्तेमाल में तेजी आई है.
It's increasingly people are returning back to smartphones. Not only ISKCON youths. We are telling youths to throw away the smartphone and come back to button phone. But now whole world is turning toward that. And then
सेकंड, फीचर फोन में स्मार्टफोन के खास फीचर जैसे कैमरा, इंटरनेट, गेमिंग ऑपरेशन नहीं होते हैं. थर्ड, फीचर फोन का इस्तेमाल हमें डिजिटल डिटॉक्स करने में मदद करता है.
Correct. And also they are saying in smartphone, nowadays a lot of money scams are happening. People are afraid that they will tempt us to put some money somewhere and they will loot us completely. People have developed fear. Similarly, if you go to YouTube, if you put UK president, if you yeah. Where is that sound? Video.
Is the impact of See how frustrating that is. Almost 1/3 of secondary school pupils said their lessons were disrupted by phones. We know that they're a distraction in the classroom and cause bullying in schools. Many schools have already banned them, which has led to a safer and better learning environment for their students. Now, we're publishing new guidance so other schools have the support they need to do the same. We're making sure our children receive the education that they deserve. One of the biggest issues children and teachers grapple with every day.
Sana, isn't it? This fellow, he's the one who banned it in the UK schools. Actually, I have another video which is more longer version of this, where the children are going at the entrance, just like you leave your shoes. You have to leave the smartphones in lockers. They lock it up. If any child sneaks into the school with the mobile, then that will be confiscated for a longer time. They will not get it easily. So they show all those things they showed us. Because he's saying that it creates a climate of peaceful study. Huh? Children, they can look at each other. Otherwise, nobody looks at each other. Everybody looks at one only. Yeah. So that's why he's very strict. He says that now today the chat GPT has come. It actually stunts your brain because you don't think at all. Eh? You want to write a essay or an article, you go and just put in chat GPT, ready-made article comes for you. Eh? Then how will you use your brain? That means the brain already, they say 90% of the brain we are not using. Now you don't use 100%. They are basically making us go from human life to animal life. Don't use animal. Now they will say instead of 2 legs, walk with 4 legs now, they will say. Isn't it? They're reverting to animal life. So you don't use your brain at all. So that is why they are banning these things. Because when you ban this, then people can be allowed to use their brain, think, analyze, compare, contrast, evaluate, correct now? Those things they can do. So now why am I telling you? The more you get the knowledge, the more you get convinced to do the right and give up the wrong. Correct or not? See, without knowledge, I am forcing you to give up something which is very pleasurable to you. Will you give up? You may give up just because I am saying, but after some time, what you will do? Secretly, you will try to enjoy that. Because you find it pleasurable, but I am telling you to give up. But if I give you knowledge, for example, I am showing a bundi here, bundi laddu I am showing. See, here is bundi laddu. Immediately you get saliva in your tongue. Prabhuji, can I take it? No, no, no. I will leave it here and go. Nobody should touch it, okay? You all will not do. Okay, Prabhuji. Yeah? Yes. After I go away, you will go and take little bit, little, you'll finish it. By the time I come back, it will be gone. Correct, na? On the other hand, I tell you, see, here the bundi laddu. The only problem is it's full of small ants. You come here, I will show you. When you come here, you take a lens and see a lot of ants are crawling in that. Now I leave it and go. Will you eat it? Because the knowledge has come. Bhukta bhoga parityakta drishta dosha nityasha. Ishvarasya ashubham datte sve mahimni stitasya cha. He says that bhukta bhoga parityakta, the conditioned soul gives up the bhoga, the tendency to enjoy. When drishta dosha nityasha, when you can clearly see that this sense gratification cannot make me happy. This is simply cheating happiness. This is sense gratification is another name for misery. When you clearly understand it, you will never chase after it. You can easily give up. And the right things, you see that they are bliss producing, the wrong activities are pain producing. You will easily give it up. Like that. So, besides some senior telling you to do it, besides seeing those who have already achieved the results, the third thing that I'm telling you now is acquire proper knowledge in scriptures and see with that eyes of knowledge. Look at the world around you with the eyes of knowledge, Shastra Chakshu. Yeah. Like earlier, some of you might have been eating meat, chicken, mutton, everything. But now you have given up. Why? Because in the body of all the living entities, there is soul. Now you will not touch it now. Because you're seeing with eyes of knowledge. Pandita, Samdashna, you see them. Darshi means you are seeing with your eyes. You get the Shastra Chakshu. That's another reason why you will. And there is also a fourth reason why you will follow the right path and give up the wrong path. Because you got solid kicks you got in life. Learn from solid. Itna pitai ho gaya. Part, you got solid kicks. After a lot of kicks, one has learned that my Lord, Bhavoddhava klesha shatahata indriya paribhramana kapatantare niyamyata madhava me manohyaha tvadankrishangau dridavakti bandhane. He's saying that Bhava Udbhava klesha, in this Bhava material world, Udbhava means originate. Klesh means suffering, mental suffering. Shatahata, he's saying that hundreds of whips are hitting the horse of my mind. Like that. And this horse is running on the road of sense gratification. My mind, which is like a horse, is running on the road of sense gratification. Because mind wants to enjoy pleasures. But the more it runs in that road, the more it gets whips. Huh? And the more it gets rips, there are red strips in the body of the horse. Huh? It's paining. It's making sound. It's being beaten. Huh? Our mind and senses are being beaten. And then he's telling, please kindly take this horse and tie this horse to a Vadankrishankau. Huh? You bind it to your lotus feet. My mind. Drida Bhakti Bandhane. By Drida Bhakti. By strong Bhakti. So that this horse will not run in the road of sense gratification anymore. Huh? So this is another reason why we will give up wrong things, because we have suffered. Those who have not suffered now, they're called Latanga Bhut. Huh? Latanga Bhut, Bhatma say, Nahi manta. That means simply you want word or sword. Huh? Yeah. Intelligent person, if you give him an instruction, he will follow. If Brahmana is a man of word. Huh? Correct, no? And one who doesn't follow, then he needs sword or a stick. Correct, no? Animals need a stick, but humans don't need a stick. Humans only have to be told with mouth. So if our superior is instructing, we follow. The Guru very sweetly tells you, beta, practice Krishna consciousness and go back to Godhead. Sweetly he tells. Maya doesn't give any preaching. It's like police removing the belt. Yeah. Hey, pitai mat karo. Yeah. Maya's preaching is done through Trividata. Adhyatmika, Adhibhautika, Adhidavi. Whereas Guru is sweetly telling you, see what Krishna says, Mame viye prapadyante, Maya metam tarmi. Please surrender to Krishna, beta. You'll go back to Godhead. Sweetly told. So you want to be sweetly told or you want to be beaten? The choice is yours. So in this way, somebody who has suffered the pangs of material miseries sometimes wakes up. After getting too much, he doesn't want any more suffering. One wakes up. Or one who's in knowledge wakes up. One who is seeing the knowledge in a real world. Oh, what I am reading in the Shastra is very true. So people are suffering. So you get the knowledge. That is also. Or there is another reason why you may follow. Because if you follow little bit Krishna consciousness, that much proportionate results also come in your life. Like for example, the more you come from tamas and rajas to sattva, that much happiness also comes. So then others need not convince you. Who is convinced? You are yourself convinced. Oh, Prabhu, ever since I gave up non-veg, I started eating pure prasad. Now I feel sympathy for all the animals. Now I will not hurt any animal. Similarly, when I started following four regulative principles, my 50% problems are finished. I can see my friends how they are suffering in the college. So you see that you are yourself experiencing some happiness. He says, Ragat Dvesh Vimuktis Tushyan Indriyascharan Atma Vishir Vidheya Atma Prasadam Adhikachati. Prasad is Sarva Dukkanam Hanirasya Upajayat. All your dukkha goes far away. You experience happiness. That is a very powerful way to stick to Krishna consciousness seriously. Because the serious practitioners enjoy greatest happiness. Yeah. Like for example, I have a firewood which is completely dry. You put it in the furnace. Either it burns, isn't it? Now I have firewood where I sprinkle water and I put it in the furnace. What happens? Smoke comes. So those boys who mix sense gratification and Krishna consciousness, they get some result, but they also suffer. But those who strictly follow, they experience blissful Krishna consciousness. So by your own experience, you can become more serious devotees. Yeah. In this way, many ways are there. Peer association can inspire you. Personal inspiration can inspire you. Kicks by Maya, sufferings can inspire you to give up. And also, knowledge can wake you up. Plus, your senior, you have affection and respect for your senior. He is telling you, so you follow. Or you are seeing the pure results manifesting in lives of pure practitioners. By various things. Ultimately, the end result is one should come to the conclusion that I should faithfully and strictly practice. Then you will progress. And I told you how to practice. If you are unable to do on your own, take help of your senior. Like you are all chanting with seniors, you are also reading with senior devotee. Do with other devotees, fellow devotees. Life becomes much more easier like that. In Sangha, it's more easy than to do it all alone. And you all have a beautiful center. And if you don't practice, then how can we expect the newcomers to practice? Correct, no? And you all are supposed to be super serious people, correct, no? That's why you have joined the center. Every person who joins our voice centers, they are like Vishnu Dutas. Huh? You know, they have a charm on their face because of coming from the sattvic habits, pure lifestyle, and waking up in the morning and wearing dhoti kurta, chanting, dancing, planning how to bring more suffering souls to Krishna consciousness, eating only prasad, accepting only what is Krishna conscious. So every one of you should be shining in your Krishna consciousness in such a way that any boy in the college looks up and down at you, my Lord, which planet is coming from? They should think like that. And then they will say, please, do I have entry to come to your center? Please tell me when is the weekly program, I want to come. But if they feel ourselves dela dala, like we had this new sumo in our temple, which was powerful, high torque vehicle, correct now? Sumo. But 8 years later, it became like bullock cart, gada, 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 gada. Like that it became. Imagine you say, I am a Krishna devotee, I am gada, gada devotee. I am very weak and dela dala in my spiritual life. New boys, will they come? They will say, Arey, kya hai log? What kind of people? If you become Krishna conscious, you become dull. Look at these fellows. Ye na garka na gatka. He is not good in study also, he is not good in spiritual practice also. So jao mat, they will say. So by your own example, you can be a good preacher or a bad preacher. What you are going to, whether you're going to attract them or turn them away. It is in whose hands? Your hands, by your good example. Human life is short. Time is very precious. So if you just take this short life and one stroke method of bhakti yoga, seriously practice, and then, as I told you, make hard decisions right now, and then the life will be much more easier for you as you go ahead. Srila Prabhupada ki, Bhakta ki. Any one question, anybody? Yeah. It's coming.
Thank you so much for the class. Guruji, my question was regarding integrity. So integrity, as you mentioned, that to do what we say, that is integrity. So Guruji, what to do in those circumstances in which we find that we have promised something, but we get to know later that we are being cheated. Like some auto walas do, it is 10 rupees.
Okay, in that case, what we do, say, you agreed for somebody, and then later on you find that you have been cheated. Then you have to present to him. Say, for example, I'll give a simple example. Say, somebody is born in India, but as a small kid, he was, taken to Pakistan or somewhere, and he grew up there. Now, later on when he grew up, he comes to know that I am from this country. Correct, no? So you want to come back to this country. And then he want to be with his parents and follow the parents. But somebody says that, "Hey, we gave you food, we gave you shelter, we gave you clothing. So you be loyal to us and do what we tell you." If somebody tells you, what he will say? See, at that time I was a small kid, I was not aware. But after growing up, I have found out. So now, I'm sorry, for whatever you did, if you want, I can give you some money for that. I will do a job, earn money and give you. But my loyalty and my total time, everything is for my parents in India. He will want to come here, correct, no? In the same manner, if you promised somebody thinking that it is like this, and then later on you find out that there is some problem in this. Like sometimes you enter into a deal with somebody, trusting that person. But later you find that that person is not trustworthy. Then you regret that I should not have put trust. But because you agreed for the deal, then what you can do is you can tell him that you ask for anything else, which if it is fitting my pocket or whatever, I will do it. But I don't want to continue this contract with you. Here, honestly tell him. Because of the promise, we should do something for him. Correct. Like for example, one auto wala we called in the airport. So we put all our luggage also. We were about to sit, and our car came. Temple car came. So we wasted his 20 minutes. First of all, we bargained with him. He said some amount. We said some amount. He was hanging around with us, thinking that he's going to get this thing. But then after putting our temple car came, then our devotee said, Prabhuji, temple car has come. You'll go in the temple. So two things you can do. One is you just board the temple car and don't even look at him and push off. But if you have some courtesy, what you can do, say you talked for 200 rupees. Now we can tell him, sorry, see, आपके साथ आने वाले थे मंदिर का गाड़ी आ गया. Take this 30 rupees. Because we took your time. You can take some money. He'll be very happy. You'll say that at least he gave something. Because although I didn't drive them, still they gave some money. So gentleman means we should feel some debt if we have entered into some contract. Is it clear?
Just one case. How to deal with those cases after conversation they don't agree. Like they wanted to cheat only, and after that we have.
You give an example, real life example.
So, like this case only, I know normally auto would take 10 rupees, but now we agreed on 100 rupees being new to that place.
Oh, that is our mistake. That is not his mistake. See, for example, Pune station to our temple is only 5 minutes. What I would do, I go to some new city where ISKCON temple is only 5 minutes. First thing I will call up the local temple and ask, auto mein kitna charge hota hai generally? They will say, probably it shouldn't be more than 30, 40 rupees. They will say. Then I will enter into dialogue. But if I asked him, he said 200 rupees. And then he reached me within 5 minutes. And I may argue with him that, you said 200, it's very nearby. In that argument, if he comes down to 100, it is good. But if it doesn't come, then I will have to pay. Because we have entered into a deal. You cannot escape that. So the mistake is not his, mistake is ours. Therefore, it is said, don't get cheated and don't cheat others. Both we have to take. Correct, no? Like some devotees, what they do, they come out and see that chapel is missing. So they take somebody else's chapel. And the third person takes second person's chapel. In this way, 30, 40 people lose their chapels. Is it correct? No. If I didn't find my chapel, I should go back barefoot. Then go to the market and purchase a new one. I can do that. So we don't cheat others also. We should not get cheated also. Take care, yeah. Yeah, and anybody else? Yeah. Give the mic. Yeah. We will put you in Madhumangal role. Huh? You can get to eat a lot of laddus. Is acted anytime? No, yeah, yes. Okay.
Like regarding the Guru Parampara system, we see now some of my juniors come to me and show me some videos or shorts. They say those shorts say that our people will show some Srila Prabhupada talks and they will argue the others and the others do the same. Is that we have to come conclusions through those videos, or we have to read the Prabhupada books and come to the conclusion of Guru Parampara system?
Actually, you are talking about ISKCON and Ritviks? Yeah. Actually, the ISKCON and Ritviks, divergently, they have gone very, very far. Actually, it is useless to argue with Ritviks. Why? Both sides have their plus minus. For example, Ritviks, what they are saying, that in 1970, Prabhupada wrote one letter saying that the 11 people can be officiating acharyas. And then when they become more pure and stable, then I will make them as regular gurus. And then if they initiate, all those whom they initiate will become their disciples. Prabhupada said that. But then Prabhupada was too old to live at that time. He left. So Ritvik says that because Prabhupada's last instruction says that they are officiating acharyas. So Ritvik acharyas. and he has not yet authorized anybody to be a proper guru based on their purity. That means there should be no gurus forever. Like that they say. Now my question to them is what? Now Prabhupada said that in 1977. Now 50 years have passed. Huh? Now in this 50 years, do you feel that some of Prabhupada disciples might have become pure devotees by now? Correct, no? Now they are eligible to be gurus or not?
Yes.
Yes. Is it not true? If that is so, then the next question is, Prabhupada said, in my absence, you can take the GBC's, verdict as final. So now GBCs are saying that Paramahansa Gopaksha Maharaj, Paramahansa Jayapataka Maharaj, Paramahansa Bhaktcharu Maharaj, these kind of people, so they want to allow them to be gurus, like that. So I would say it's a very fine, because Prabhupada was there at that time. If he was there for 20 more years, he would have made many into gurus. But he is not in the planet. So what is the best authority next to him? Is GBC. If GBC asks these people to be gurus, others can accept. And the parampara should continue or stop? Continue. That's our understanding. What they say, no, because certain gurus have fallen, that means every guru can fall. That is their conclusion. Like you went to your dentist, he broke your tooth while repairing your tooth. And he says, sorry, he says. Now you say, all dentists are tooth breakers. Can you say that? That's what they are saying. One guru fell, so all gurus can fall. This is their conclusion. So, because they are convinced about their own wrong decision, it is like the tail of a dog. You put it in a pipe and later on you take it out, it will go like this. So you won't be able to do anything with them. Similarly, what they will do when you go to them, they will be polite, they will be this, they will be that. Finally, they will only reinforce their conclusion. This is called Vitandavad. Vitandavad means they are not here to have a debate with you, to learn from you. Is there another possibility? Vada means what? Say, for example, one is talking about Achintya, like, we say Dvaitavada, Advaitavada. Correct, no? In those days, Acharyas would come. If one Acharya wins, the other Acharya will follow this one. Whoever is winning. Correct, no? Whereas these people are not in that platform. They are not here to have some discussion. So therefore, it is useless to talk to them. And also they are very offensive towards proper disciples. They are exaggerating many things which are not true. They are just looking for some loopholes. The whole idea is they want to put down the guru system. But the most amazing thing is, all over ISKCON you find, the proper disciples have faithfully conducted the GBC meetings. In all these 50 years, can you imagine? Simply because of love for Prabhupada. They, without quarreling amongst themselves, they stay together. And ISKCON is booming now. Booming like anything, all over the world, there are 1,000 centers now. That is why they want to collapse the system so that they can gain prominence. That will never happen. Because they are following Prabhupada's words that you conduct a GP's meeting regularly and run the society based on GPs. They are doing it very well. So, you ask yourself, do you have conviction in this system of Guru system continuing? There may be some people who had problems, sannyasi or Guru. But over the years, you will see after 2003, when the sannyas ministry was started and strict vigilance was made, you will see that, systems have become very good now, very proper. And then hardly there are any fall downs. But if you compare that to previous years, 1965 to 2003, there were many. At that time, the vigilance was less, survey, accountability was less. Now it has increased now. Our society is becoming a purer society, more refined society, strict society. Things are getting better now. So then what we do? With whom we can talk? If somebody is in the mood of learning. For example, if somebody is talking about a controversial topic, they bring it. Whatever I have understood, I'll tell them, this is my understanding. If you want to follow this, you follow. If you don't want to follow, you want to follow opposite view, that is whose choice? Your choice. You do it. I will leave them. Like, for example, there are people, you ask His Holiness Bhakti Swami Maharaj has a disciple, Damodar Prabhu, for example. There are people like that who will talk about the Jiva fall issue, for example. Prabhupada has spoken many conversations. It's clear Gopi Pranana Prabhu made the book also, that our original position, in alignment with Prabhupada's speech and everything. And the previous acharyas like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Jiva Goswami, their statements, if very carefully one reads, one will come to the same conclusion what Prabhupada says. But there are people who feel that the jiva in that atmosphere cannot turn away from Krishna, which is a perfect environment. That means the Nityasiddhas are from there, and the Nityabaddhas are only from the material world. They have come from Mahavishnu's navel. They have come from Sankarshan's navel. So they have never seen Krishna or Krishna Leela. Like that, some people are thinking. That's called no fall. There's no fall, they are already in the material world. But the another category says jivas have fell from spiritual world. Now the point is, even if jivas are found in Mahavishnu's navel, those jivas are whose part and parcel? 15.7, what Krishna says? No, he doesn't say Mama Amsha. What he says? Mama Yeva Amsha means certainly all jivas are whose part and parcel? He is using the word certainly to say that they are, kisi ka beta nahi hai, mera hi beta hai. They are my part and parcels only, he says. Yes, we agree, even if they are from Sankarshan's navel, but originally they are from Krishna's part and parcel. So, therefore, there are two groups, Jiva Fall group and no Jiva Fall group in ISKCON society. So, I compiled one article on Jiva Fall based on Prabhupada's article, our original position. It's about 10 pages. 10 total. I have it with me. If somebody asks, I will send that. Correct, no? There is one Haridas Prabhu, there Damodar Prabhu. All these people are on this side. They say that Jiva has certainly fallen from the spiritual plane. What Acharyas say also is, Jiva doesn't encounter Maya in the spiritual world. He just jumps out of the spiritual world with in the desire to be independent, that's all. But after becoming independent, he encounters Maya. For example, Krishna Boliya Sayiji, Bhoga Vancha Kare, and then comes Nikatastha Maya Kare. Maya comes later. It's not that in spiritual world there is Maya. Spiritual world there is only one thing. You want to be independent, that's all. Even in ISKCON, we find everything is there. Nice prasad is there, nice devotees are there, deities are there, Prabhupada books are there, sab kuch is there. People still want to leave. That means ISKCON is also extension of spiritual world. If you leave ISKCON, you can also leave there also. That's the point. So now I will not get into heated argument with anybody that this is the only truth, you follow only me or anything. If you ask me, I will give you the article, you read it and you decide what you want to follow. I will give you a Prabhupada conversation. What Prabhupada says. Prabhupada clearly says that we were in Krishna Leela before. Prabhupada says that in his conversation. I will follow Prabhupada. I won't follow anybody else. You bring, Narayan Maharaj says this, or you say, this Maharaj says, Gaudiya Math, they said that somebody derived this from the... Because everybody is giving their own Sanskrit Sandhi Vichhed meaning and all that. I don't want to follow anybody. I want to follow Prabhupada. I follow this. But at the same time, although I follow Prabhupada, I don't get into heated argument with other people. You understand, no? Similarly with Ritviks also. What is my opinion about Ritviks? I respect them. Why I respect them? Because 99% is same. What you follow, what they follow, it's all the same. Like Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Gaudiya Math also we respect because all these three groups are followers of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in that sense, if I see a Ritvik Brahmachari distributing books, I will wish him Hare Krishna. I'll smile and they'll say Hare Krishna when I see him in the train or anywhere. Because we are all like brothers only in that sense. Only the system of Diksha is different there. Our system of Diksha is different. It's a small detail. We should make a big fuss about it. And I will not catch him and say, you become convinced, I'll take you into ISKCON and I'll put you in pocket. We don't do that. Yeah. Okay, you do what you want. If you're convinced with that. There are many Ritvik Brahmacharis call me and ask me, can we come? Some people have come also to ISKCON. Sometimes. They have left there and come here because they also felt they need a living guru. So we don't... similarly, there are some ISKCON devotees, they say, if you don't make me manager in this preaching center, I will go to Ritvik. They use it as a, like Brahmastra. Some authorities also become afraid. Hey, please don't go. Please become authority or become manager. Foolishness. Chalo, jidhar jana jao. It's ultimately your individual jiva's choice. You see, ultimately. So, yes, it is true. Prabhupada has written many letters and from different angles. One fellow will argue on this side, another will argue on that side. It's endless it is. It can keep going. Especially in Vitandavad is a useless endeavor. It will not produce any good results. And we should not get into it because our time will be wasted and hearts will become harder, which we don't want. So we have Prabhupada's books, purports, letters, conversations, and the essence of Krishna conscious truth, what Prabhupada spoke, even a LKG child can understand. There is no complication in that, correct? No? Any LKG child, you tell him what Prabhupada says, he will say, go back to Godhead. Anybody can say that. Prabhupada ki
Hare Krishna. So we thank Prabhuji for